Hello, hello, hello.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're at today.
It's good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Yeah, you're
Come
right.
on. You know what the
I did mess that up, honey. Well, it's Wednesday, June 9th. We are on our weekly LinkedIn Live. Yesterday, we had our Standout Authority community call, which was super fun and awesome. Thank you for those that joined us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we'll see some of y'all today. We'll try and bring out new information. This is the opportunity. If we didn't get to your questions on our community call, this is your opportunity to jump in, ask us more questions, be able to dive deeper into all things. I mean, what did we talk about yesterday?
There were so many good questions that came up yesterday. Our topic of discussion was around LinkedIn stories and LinkedIn's Clubhouse rivalry. And we talked a lot about creator mode and what that means and how to activate that. So I guess
I still have music playing.
that's okay, hun. We are still learning the ways of Restream. Always a learner, right? Well, listen, we only stay about 25 minutes. So get those questions in. Let us know where you're in from. Yesterday, we had somebody on the community call all the way from Pakistan, which was so cool that we are that global. So let us know where you're coming in from. We love that you're sticking with us. We'll just start yapping because that's kind of what we do.
Hello, hello.
Josh is in week 2 of his torn Achilles, which, babe, how do you think that's going? You see our new environment down here? This is where I work normally.
Yeah, and now Rachel, like I can't get upstairs because I did. If you don't know, I did rip my Achilles, and so I'm riding around on a cool scooter and got a cool boot. I mean, I'm trying to be very cool about it.
He's not that cool about it.
And I can't get up the stairs, so we've swapped offices. Which Rachel was always like, "Oh God, I've got to go in your office. How am I going to be up there?" And now she seems to be owning it pretty
I'm into
well.
this space. Hey, Hunt, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. And who else is this? Nairobi, Kenya. We can't see the names on Restream, so sorry about that. If we can't catch, just says LinkedIn user on here, but that's so cool, Kenya. Wow. Thank you for joining us today. And keep telling us where you're at. We love hearing that.
So Hunt recently asked me too. Hunt, I know you asked if I was going to go to the New York event for the, I believe it's the Clubhouse.
The likable business is stuff with Dave Curbin.
Yeah. Love to. Not really traveling that much right now because I've got the torn Achilles. So love to be there, but this time we're going to have to pass. Hey, Martin.
Okay. Hi, Martin. One of our friendly folks.
Hey, Yasmin.
Hi, Yasmin. Yeah, we won't be in New York for that since Josh has his injury, and we got a few months of recovery. So we're gonna stay still as much as we can. Maybe we can turn this off. Yeah. So some of the things that came up yesterday, we were talking a bunch about LinkedIn stories. How many of you have LinkedIn stories or using it? Put it in the comments so we can see.
No, yes, hate it, love it. I did a poll recently. So, there's a lot of people that have it, don't use it. A lot of people only is that not many people hate it. Like I have so many people that kind of come up and go, "Oh, I can't believe they did that," but it wasn't as many as I would have thought.
Yeah, we found out what we realized is that some people had stories, then it went away. It's kind of hard to keep track of the changes that LinkedIn rolls out. But if you do have it, we're actually starting to use it a lot more and find it as a really incredible way because it has the swipe up feature naturally, organically. On Instagram, you don't get a swipe up feature until you hit 10,000 fans. Josh just did that. I'm working on it. I have several thousand to go. So that's a really cool feature. We're using it to kind of show behind the scenes of our relationship. And
what I did today, that's the biggest thing I think most people don't pay attention to. Like you might not have LinkedIn stories for your personal page, but everyone should have it for your company if you have that feature available to even see them, because that's what I used it today. Like we were on an amazing interview this morning with Delano, with the House of Creativity. Mm-hmm. Being able to talk about everything, LinkedIn, Rachel and Joshua B. Lee. And I actually shared the link in the swipe up feature, not only on my own story, but I shared it on my standard authority page, and then also my Joshua B. Lee page. So the cool thing about that is our company pages have stories as well. And even cooler, like if you have stories, you need 5,000 people to be able to use the swipe up feature. And if you don't, well, just do it on your company, because every single person on your company page, when you do the stories that way, you actually get the swipe up feature. This allows you to be able to share and be able to humanize even more so the things that you might not put in your post, that you can actually share a little bit more in a story that goes away. So you don't have to be so like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So LinkedIn stories, I think last month and the last several weeks, we talked about polls and how polls are on the comeback. We've seen a lot of cool things, cool way of social listening, and a cool way of getting engagement with polls. This round, we're really kind of testing out LinkedIn stories a lot more and seeing great conversations, and really having, Martin sent me a really kind note when Josh and I put a picture up during the weekend on my feed. And it's just been a really different, nice way to connect humanly on LinkedIn, where I think it can be very business, it can be a little bit more transactional. And we are finding, obviously, we don't want that. We want to be as human and real as possible. So something for you to think about. Keep letting us know. If
you have stories, did you even see my LinkedIn story that I posted, or have you ever seen one of my LinkedIn stories? Like, this is that whole piece, because LinkedIn just put out numbers saying that stories are getting 15 times the visibility that posts are getting right now. So it's interesting to be able to see, like, look, I get a couple thousand, if not more than that, on my posts. I'm only getting a couple, like 100 views on my stories right now. So I'm just trying to understand what's being presented sometimes versus what's actually we're seeing in reality. Like, the cool thing is too, like, I am reaching audiences that are not just first degree. I'm getting second degree and third degree connections seeing my stories. So is it expanding my audience in a different fashion?
Love seeing your softer side.
There we go. My wife does too.
Yeah. Yes. Well, keep letting us, write in any questions that you have.
Anything. Vault's open.
Yeah. Nah. Well, the vault is not totally open. The other thing that we talked about, to give some heads up to the folks on here, when we do our LinkedIn lives, I am doing an amazing Clubhouse today. Just did a post on LinkedIn about it. It's called Finding Your Voice. It's all about honoring and celebrating the LGBTQ community and the allies. And so that's going to be on Clubhouse today. I have some really phenomenal
3
leaders.
3 p.m. Central?
It's at 3 p.m. Central, 3 to about 5 p.m. Central. I'm very excited to hold a space to really honor these voices. And what's interesting is that LinkedIn released, we saw the TechCrunch article. We don't know exactly when, but spokesperson by maybe end of year, the Clubhouse LinkedIn rival version to release, which is quite interesting. We're very active on Clubhouse. We've seen it as a really amazing opportunity.
That's why it says follows on Clubhouse.
Yes. We're seeing it as a really fantastic way to use our voice to create human connections. We are seeing it as a wonderful way to build followers, real followers that appreciate you and understand you, and then actually pull them through the funnel, take them off of Clubhouse, see them on LinkedIn. Many of you, we connected that way. So what's going to happen, Josh, when this capability is brought onto LinkedIn? What are you thinking about it? How are you going to use it? What are you thinking?
I mean, first we got to make sure that it works. We've definitely, even with stories right now, LinkedIn, some of the stuff that LinkedIn is watches everyone and then adds it in. And there are some bugs. Look, I get it. It happens. So let's see how it goes. But I think the ability to be able to, that edification, right? Like, we've talked so much on different platforms, from Instagram to Clubhouse to Facebook to anywhere. Unless you get those blue check marks on some of these places, you can pretty much say you're anyone to anyone, right? I mean, this is that whole fake news, right? It kind of goes through, and people kind of edify themselves as something that they're not. And the one thing that, like, look, I get it, you can do here on LinkedIn too, but I believe, based on what I've seen and my views on LinkedIn, the right people are able to shine through, and you can actually have more trust. LinkedIn's considered one of the most trusted platforms out there when talking about content. And when you're talking about being able to view these people. So that level of trust to be able to check it out, where it's going to go, I think that will align. Like, I don't have to go on there and say, my name's Joshua B. Lee, and it'll say founder of Standout Authority, co-founder of Standout, or co-owner of Standout Authority. You know, these are the things that it will say on there, allowing people to go instantly to your profile and being able to see it. So, hey, Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
Hey, Sean.
Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Loves.
But now these are the things, right? So we'll see how it goes. Like, I'm already, I just got creator access to Mark Cuban's Fireside, which I'm not supposed to talk about it because it's still super secret, whatever. But, you know,
I'm
I've been
overwhelmed by it. I can't take on another platform right now, but it is cool. It's super cool.
So look, we're going to see, right? All these platforms kind of coming. You have to be able to know your audiences. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like right now, I look at Clubhouse kind of being Switzerland, right? It's like, it's the one platform that's not owned by any of the big giants. So everyone can be on there, and people can be on there that would never be on there. We've seen Elon Musk on there. We've seen,
you're talking about Fireside?
No, I'm talking about Clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
You know, we've seen Mark Zuckerberg's been on, you know, there. The founders, the CFO and COO of LinkedIn have been on Clubhouse, right? So they're people that are running these other platforms are actually going there. So let's see how that actually plays out on LinkedIn, because this is our opportunity, right? They believe that what they're trying to do with this platform is really, oh no, not another one.
Yes, Tanya, it's coming to LinkedIn, just like Instagram,
you're gonna have to
Twitter.
You have to find your audience, find your voice, where you want to be able to spend your time.
Yeah, and one of the things in the article from TechCrunch around this release is the opportunity that they're looking at using it with events. And so we've talked about that in our community calls and on LinkedIn Live, you know, the value of LinkedIn events, how to use them. And let's be honest, like, we're all kind of still learning, even though their events have been around for a few years. It's interesting to think about, if we have an event and we're live streaming to it potentially, what happens also if we're live streaming and there's an audio version, or do you do one or the other? How is LinkedIn gonna sort of provide those different content types and creative opportunities for its members? And so all of these things, LinkedIn stories, newsletters, LinkedIn Live, LinkedIn audio, whatever they're going to call it, right? All of these things are really opportunities where LinkedIn sees that they're serving the creators. And so that's really interesting.
Creator mode, right? LinkedIn.
Creator mode, right? And so I think that's been really interesting that Josh and I have been talking a little bit about is, you know, LinkedIn evolving, right? From the biggest perception people have, that's where I put my resume, you know, LinkedIn is changing, right?
Well, you actually truly tell your business story.
And
your career journey. Maybe that's a better way to say it. I don't know.
I think so.
Do you like business story or career journey?
I think career journey, right? I think like, you know, that the finding your voice, and how are you telling that in a professional manner and providing new opportunities with all these sort of tooling and things that they've been coming out with. Just kind of interesting for us to observe that. Hey, Russell.
Yeah, definitely seeing a lot more LinkedIn events. I think people are finally realizing it, right? Like, it always seems with everything LinkedIn, even when LinkedIn stories came out, I think we tried it, we went away from it, and now people are going back. It always takes about a year to catch on. I think that for, career journey. I think for events now, like we tested them out for Clubhouse for different things, because it creates a chat window that you can actually do like a back channel, you know, for your LinkedIn connections and draw people in. So that's one of the things that I really love. Now, in regards for virtual events specifically, I don't think it's specifically for virtual events, but that's what they're kind of framing it around. Like, if you were going to do a virtual event, like, this is a way for everyone to be able to showcase their business career. Like, think about, you could do a job fair, right? And have people be able to look at their resume while you're talking to them on LinkedIn and look at their career journey, right, Tanya? And be able to kind of go through, or, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to look, we're learning just as much as y'all. I mean, we try and stay on the pulse as much as possible, but these are those things that we're really trying to be able to understand. But all in all, it goes through the common vein within all this is LinkedIn's on the human train, just like we are, right? We saw it coming. We've seen this change.
It's not
Everyone wants
coming,
it.
it's the business is
Well,
human.
that's the whole thing, right? Like we believe in human to human, getting rid of the business or the business consumer and going 100% because every company is run by another human being. LinkedIn seeing that this is why they've done that. I just don't think they were as vocal as they are coming out now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's interesting to observe these companies, just like you observe any other behemoth, right? You want to see where they're going, you want to follow, and certainly LinkedIn is moving into a social platform, not just for business conversation, to be a destination for you, right? A lot of people are not going onto their LinkedIn feed multiple times a day. They want that. They want that. They want you to be coming in as a destination. And so these features, like having Clubhouse-esque thing, having events where you're live streaming your entire conference and event to LinkedIn, these creator modes, all of these things are really with the mindset of how do we get people on the platform more, making it more of a destination feed and site, and bringing more of an attach to a very competitive environment, right, for people's time. So that's some of our thinking on it.
I mean, that's the other one. Why can't I think of the name of the platform right now? I'm losing Discord. Discord just added, they're a community, and being able to go through really big Discords in the gaming space has been around for a long time. And a good friend of ours, Gary Henderson, just actually showed me that Discord added audio platforms within their community. So yeah, it's a race. It's a race to be able to see who's going to be able to take up, but that's what people are looking for. I was really wondering, once we were able to see other human beings, be able to go out, be able to venture into the wild again, if we were really going to be able to, be able to, if things like Clubhouse would be as impactful, and people like it. They like the fact that they don't have to travel across the globe to be able to go to an event, listen in, and be able to have the opportunity to connect with other human beings.
Yeah, we got Yasmin asked a great question. Is LinkedIn becoming more like Facebook? I do not think so. Let's be honest. Facebook has been going through a lot of struggles. There's been a lot of stuff in terms for, that's how they make their money, through advertising. Of course, Zuckerberg is on the VR train. And
they're a pay to play platform,
right? Now. There's a lot of other areas that Facebook will be shifting to, away from a straight advertising model. But there's so
I still don't see LinkedIn going in where, like, Facebook was a place that I shared my family. Like, I was on the phone call with my aunt the other day. She's like, "Oh, I love seeing all the pictures of your kids." Well, I want you to know that I have kids, on LinkedIn, because I want you to connect with me as a parent, if you're a parent, or if you're not, or if you're a bonus mom like Rachel over here, aka step parent. These are those things that I want you to be able to connect with, but I don't need to share pictures of the kids all the time. Like, and honestly, that wasn't me. I don't use Facebook that much anymore. My mom was the one that was sharing those pictures. So I don't see that shift. I think this is going to be still a professional platform, highlighting the humans that are running the companies.
Yeah, I agree. And let's be honest, right? It's the people on the platform, the members, that are really going to keep the integrity. And so when Josh and I talk about our content strategy and what we share, and we do show we are starting to show more and more personal on LinkedIn, but the most personal side from us is actually on Instagram, where we have reels and we have those stories. It is definitely a place where I think we are showing more on the personal side. And I personally really like that. I think that each of your social platforms should serve a purpose. That means that people want to go to these different platforms to hear your perspective in different ways.
Omnipresent.
Thank you. Omnipresent, multi-channel. And so, we can probably go on and on about the Facebook piece, but I really don't. One other thing I'll say about that is the bones of Facebook is around recruiting, marketing, learning, and sales. Those are things that are not, like, in terms of, you look at the value proposition and services and core competencies, very different sort of business models. In addition, LinkedIn is owned by Microsoft. So let's be honest, it's a very different kind of opportunity there.
Well, that's the whole piece too. Like, I've worked with amazing people, like a good friend of ours, Kurt Molly. He runs a Facebook company, and that's the whole, like, working with them side by side. The two pair really well when you're running a campaign that works simultaneously to be able to work both sides. But if you're just again, the base question was, will LinkedIn become Facebook? I don't believe so. I think it's going to take the best of some of those things and humanize the professional experience. And we're seeing that shift away from company brand to the people that run it. So that personal brand standing out more than ever.
Which is what Standout Authority is all about. Me becoming a co-owner of this business and, leading marketing. We really believe in the personal brands of business, the business owners, the people that either own the business or work for the company. And how do we create strong personal brands that then create influence and can grow opportunities? That's really what we do. That's how we serve people. We do training. We have a masterclass. We will work with those individually. If you don't know at all how to do LinkedIn, we can support you on a one-on-one basis. I'm done for you. And that's kind of where we really see the biggest opportunity right now when it comes to influencer marketing is in these personal brands. And we believe that LinkedIn has the biggest opportunity because there's such amazing reach organically without having to pay. Facebook, pay to play. LinkedIn, not the case. Josh really is not paid for, maybe you've done one boost of an article years ago, but that's it. Let's keep seeing if there's anything else because we're going to run.
You're thriving on LinkedIn. Yes, 100%. I'm at the beginning of my startup journey. Feels like I can really share. I feel like I can really share and grow that on. 100%. Perfect.
Can you direct your LinkedIn to your Insta account? You can add your other social handles on your profile.
Not Instagram though. But that's the one.
Twitter,
you can do Twitter.
I thought you can add Instagram in there. I have to double check.
You can put it on there, like in your contact information. Exactly. But that's the one thing, and this is the whole piece. This is a search engine, right? The Moz score on LinkedIn is 100 out of 100. So you need to think about that way. If this is a search engine, how well is your profile filled out? One of the biggest things that we get asked time and time again. Rachel just did an amazing interview yesterday on personal branding on Clubhouse with an amazing friend of ours and Virgilia. And, it was about rock your profile, how to be able to really stand out. And that's really taking that time, energy, and effort to be able to tell that, as we were calling it, the artist's career journey.
Yeah. And if you really need help with understanding your personal brand, just put, we have a worksheet. We can drop that if you put in the comment, personal brand. We'll make sure you get access to a document. What else we had in here?
Content of the members will help it maintain it. Yeah, that's the big
Sean
thing.
Quoted me. Content of the members will help. Thank you. I'm quotable. Quotable. Thanks, Sean. I think we kind of hit the LinkedIn, Facebook. What percentage are you using your top 3 social platforms? What would your breakdown be?
Well, mine is LinkedIn. I would say then it would be Clubhouse and then Instagram. Those are where I'm spending my times. But look, here's the whole piece. What percent are you using your top 3 social platform? What would you break down percentage wise? Where I really want to get, Tanya, is I want to be spending and building more time on the ones that are actually true social search engines. So LinkedIn, Pinterest, and those are the 2 that I really want to start, and YouTube. If I could really, that's where I want to spend more time of mine, because I know all 3 of those are not only social platforms, but they are true search engines, and they allow my content to be searchable across all platforms. So that's where I want to get to. If I could say I am, I'm not. I'm at
split. You probably say 70%,
70% LinkedIn,
70% LinkedIn, 20. No, I don't even know. You're probably
2010,
60, 20, 20 or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
I
used to be really big on Instagram. Yeah. I'm back there, and I'm starting to add more now, and I can really get that human side. Because everything we do is about the human algorithm and sharing that human journey. So that's kind of where I take a lot of content from Instagram and move it to LinkedIn and vice versa.
Yeah.
It's just adjustable. I'm not sharing everything. I'm taking the right pieces to be able to really, really show that journey.
And how we're doing in our percentage of time is not what it's going to be for everybody else. People need support, honestly, to do Instagram really, really well, you should be there 100% of the time. And if you want to do it LinkedIn really, really well, 100% of the time. But we work together, we have support, and we try to be smart with our content, which is why Josh is talking about this search piece, that to be really smart with our time and content, he's right. That making sure things are optimized for Google and search is the most valuable way when you're thinking about how much time it takes to create content. So
yeah, if I was gonna,
we personally as Standout Authority need to get a lot smarter with blogging and putting articles and things like that. But we all know that there's only so much time.
Well, and the way that we're doing that, Tanya, is like when I'm doing an article here on LinkedIn, because one, it's searchable by and indexable by Google. I'm also then pinning that on Pinterest. So I'm using that leverageability too. As we're doing this live, I am also live on YouTube as well. Now, look, I'm live on Facebook at the same time. But because I know where my strengths are, I'm talking to my LinkedIn audience. And I make sure that my content, when it shows up on the other pieces, that we actually let them know where we're live and inviting them to, they might have watched, but now we want them to come to LinkedIn because this is where our community is. This is where my tribe is. And I want to be able to show and connect with other human professionals.
Yeah.
We are all human, but most marketers have forgot that sometimes. So
it's true. Well, hey, this has been super fun. We're coming to an end of our Wednesday LinkedIn Live. Love this conversation. If you are interested in any of our masterclass, put masterclass in under 3 hours. You will have on-demand 5 sessions, learn all the things you need to know about LinkedIn. We have a community call if you want to know about that. Put in community. We'll
join us live on Zoom. We get to see your faces.
Yep, we're doing those. And then, of course, we have these, we have training and done for you kind of services. So if you're ever interested in that kind of stuff, just literally message me and Josh. We're all over it. We're paying attention. We would love to support you as best as we can. And today, special session to celebrate Pride Month and LGBTQ plus community. Come on to Clubhouse. Let's share love. It starts at 3 p.m. Central. If you can hop on. Just did a post about it. Has the link that will get you into Clubhouse as well if you are not.
And your original mentor is going to be on that, right?
Yes, Aaron Walton, who is fierce, amazing. I mean, featured everywhere. I mean,
he just won another award. Yeah,
he wins Words Left Tonight. And then we also have an author of Retail Pride. I mean, it's a really kick-ass community call. Great,
Hi, Michelle.
Great. So we'll get you information. Thank you, Tanya, Michelle, Russell, Martin, all the people that hopped on. We love you. We will see
Sean, Trey, Yasmin,
all the folks that we can see.
Message us. We love to be able to connect with you.
Yes.
And I want to see your content. I want to see your career journey. Bye, y'all.
All right. Bye.